So let's just go over a quick example of gameplay here. If you just want a quick overview, check out this video for the basic setup and rules to Ti Vitti. The best way to learn is to do, so let's just quickly go through a quick gameplay with the 3-player style setup. The first player would flip over their card. It's a king. That's the highest card. It's not going to go in the middle. You have to start in the middle, ace ascending. Kind of like solitaire, right, where you start that top row with an ace, 2, 3 in the suit. The next player would go. They have a 5, also not an ace. The third player goes, oh, look at this, ace. So our first ace spot here is for the cups. We have the ace of cups. Then we could do the second ace, the third, the fourth. And they'll start to populate the middle there. So since the dealer did get to play a card, they play a next card. It's a bonus. It's kind of like Skippo in that way. And there's another ace, okay. So now we have 2 aces in the middle, and you can build upon these aces now. So if you get the 2 of cups or the 2 of coins, they go there. All right, so the next card is a 2 of cups. That works perfectly. That 2 goes there. This player's on a roll. Another 2, but there is no 2 of clubs in the middle, so this 2 just stays there. My turn is over. Now this player would go flip. They have the Fonte, which is like an 8, so if another player had a 7 or a horse, which is the 9, they could play off of that. Doesn't happen here though, so the next player goes. 6. Not much to do with a 6 there, so then back to the dealer. They have the 3 of clubs, nothing to do there. Then this player, a 5. Okay, so now the second player here can play this card. There's a 6, so a 6 is 1 above a 5. If there was a 4, they could also play it. So they'll take this. And yes, it is the same suit. They're both swords. It doesn't matter. If it was a 5 of any suit, it could play off of that. The only time the suits matter are in the center piles. So they get to go again, and they have the horse. There's nothing to play that off of. 3. So you could say, oh, I can put the 3 here. That's a 2. Incorrect. The middle must be suit specific, so you would need to have the 3 of swords there to work. So their turn is over. 6, nothing to work off of there. Another horse. So initially not a lot happens, so gameplay moves quickly. And that's where you can catch up your opponents and call Ti Vitti on them, or I saw you. 6 has nothing to go on. 4 has nothing to go on. 7. The 7 can go on the 6. Doesn't matter the suit when you're playing on another player's cards. And they get to choose another card. It's another horse, nothing. Okay, so they have a Fonte, which is an 8. That can play on a 9, a horse. And they're in a great situation here. And this happens often once things get to stack. We'll see a run here. So 7 goes on 8. 6 goes on 7. So we have a nice run. They got all the way. They depleted their cards. And remember, this is a shedding game, which means you want to get rid of all of your cards. It's a very common type of gameplay, and I think they do it nicely here in this Italian game. They hit 3 here, but their turn is not over. But let's just imagine that they missed it. They forgot to put it there. Then I go and I don't see the 3 either. And I pull over the next card. Well, somebody can immediately say, Ti Vitti. What do you mean Ti Vitti? Then I have to look at my mistake. I see that 4 should have gone on that 3. So not only do I not get to play that card, but now I have to take this card and put it on top of my deck. And even if I could do another move, I can't. My turn is now over. So it goes on to the next player. They flip over a king, nothing to do with the king. The next player goes an ace. Okay, aces go in the middle, so here's our third ace spot. They don't have the 2, they have the 3, so they can't do anything else further with their turn. Then the dealer goes, flips over a 4. They're not going to make the second mistake. Hopefully they don't make the same mistake twice. They see that this 4 goes on there. They get to go again. Fonte or a jack, nothing there. A 7. A 7 does go, and this is where it can be tricky for players who aren't used to the Italian style cards. The 7 is the card immediately below a Fonte or a jack, so the 7 will go there. They get to pull over another card and a 2, so they get to play that card as well. And now they take these cards, so they've finished their pile. They haven't shed all of their cards. They still have these cards, so despite finishing that pile, you just take this and flip it back over, and then you recycle the deck. They king, no place for the king. Next player goes. Here's our fourth ace. It's the ace of clubs, or bastone, or maze, depending on where you're from. The 4 does not play anywhere, so since they played a card, they get to flip over the next card. 5 does not play anywhere. 3, no spot for the 3. The Fonte, the jack, no spot. There's no place for that. King, no spot for that. 7 of coins. Yes, that can play on the Fonte here. They go again. A 4. You would need the 3 of swords for that 4 to play. Horse. Horse is 1 less than the king, so that goes here. A good question a lot of people ask is, if I have an ace, does that go on a king? Because don't you recycle the deck? After you get to king, it goes back to the ace. In most games I've played, you do not. The ace does not connect to the king. But maybe you play that it does. So that's just something you need to agree upon before you start playing. All right, flip over another card. Horse. If you have the same card, it doesn't play on a similar card. It's the same. It has to be 1 above or 1 below. This player goes. 6, nothing. King goes on the horse. 4, no place for the 4. Horse, no place for the horse. 2, so this is a 2 of coins. This would go on the ace of coins, which is sometimes a single coin and other times an eagle. They go again. 7, they can't do that. So if you finish your turn, you have to leave that card up until your turn before you can flip over the deck, because somebody could play off of that and you don't want to give them an empty space. All right, a Fonte, jack goes on the horse. Another horse. That goes back on there, so we went horse, jack, back to horse. A 3 of cups goes on the 2 of cups. A 4 of cups goes on the 3 of cups. A 5 doesn't go anywhere yet. Fonte can go on the 7 here. 8 is 1 above 7. They can go back to the 7 there. Wait a second, Ti Vitti. So they pull the card, this card, and I mean me, because I did it. I flipped over this card when I should have played this card, because this horse can go back onto the jack. A player can call Ti Vitti, so this goes back down, and this goes back down. And then play goes back to this player. So they finished the deck, they flip it over. 5 goes here. You'll find when you've gone through your deck once or twice, the gameplay is going to really start to pick up, because the middle cards have been populated and a lot of the sequences have been established inside of your decks now. 6 can go here. 5 can go here. 3 can go here. You see what I'm saying? 4 can go here. 5 can go here. It might seem hopeless, but when people get excited about getting through their deck quickly, they often make mistakes. And that mistake could be not putting a card in the middle and putting it on an opponent instead. And you can call Ti Vitti. King. All right, they've stalled out here at the king. All right, so this player can flip over the deck. To be honest, I've played with people who insist that you leave that 5 there and then flip over your deck, and other people who insist that you take the whole deck and flip it over. I don't know what the official rules are, but I generally just take the whole deck and flip it over and then start over. All right, 2 goes here. 3 goes here. 6 is... Nope, that's it. 6 is done. So now we can go horse, infantry, horse, king, horse, and then 7 can go here. Your Fonte can go there, and your king can go here. So this player is just almost done because they were able to play all those cards. They'll flip over the next card. 7, this could be it. 6. And the final card is, they didn't quite make it. They got very close. They have 1 card remaining. All right, so then this player goes. So just when you think you're almost done, you can get your cards piled on again. So king, horse, king, horse, Fonte, horse, king. So this player went from 1 card remaining to maybe even 10 left. They flip over the next card. 6. 6 can go on the cups. 7 goes on cups. And the Fonte, now they're stuck. All right, so this player goes. They have a Fonte, but they cannot do anything. This player will flip over their cards. King, they can't play that. Goes back here, the Fonte, they can't do it. So even though we're very close to this player ending the game, they need that 1 card to finish. All right, but here we have a 7 going there, a Fonte going there, and then stop. They flip over the next card. 3 goes here, 4 goes there, 4 goes there, 4 of clubs and the 3 of clubs, 5 of clubs and the 5 of clubs, 6, and they're stuck. So now this player goes. So they have a horse, goes there, a king goes there, flip over the next card, king, they're stuck. This player can't do anything, they flip over their cards. A Fonte of swords, they cannot use that. So back to here. So this player's staying alive. They should have been out a while ago, but they're still here. 5 of swords, 6 of swords, and that's it with that. 4 of soldi. Okay, so they have the 5 of soldi, and then the 6 of soldi, the 7 of swords, and then that's it, right? Wrong. They can now play the face cards to the middle. Fonte goes there, the 6 goes there, and believe it or not, the last becomes first. The dealer had the most cards and the least likely shot of winning, and yet they win. And that's how it works in Ti Vitti. Usually the only way to stop somebody who's on a roll is to call Ti Vitti on them, so you got to pay attention. And so because the dealer has shedded all of their cards, they are the winner. So you can play for second if you'd like, but it'll go very quickly because the cards are almost exhausted. You can see the elements of games like Uno come from this, getting rid of all of your cards, but having a way to sort of trip up your opponent. But the basic gameplay is just alternating your cards, keeping an eye on what's what. The better you know the Italian cards, the better you're gonna be at this game, so practice a few times. Try some solitaire games, maybe. Learn the Italian cards, maybe. And you'll be a pro at this game. It's a great game for adults to play with their kids. I've even seen grown adults play this together. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you next time on Playing Games.